Hey, everybody who's logged in right now. I do apologize for the little technical hiccup. I had an audio issue going on with my laptop, but I was able to fix it, and we're getting ready to ramp this thing back up. I do apologize if I kicked anybody out of the meeting or the system kicked you out of the meeting, but I appreciate you logging back in. We're going to get this thing cranked up as soon as we get some more people logged in. We're going to go ahead and ramp this thing up, get it on a whole nother level, and talk about growing your speaker business. Again, I do apologize about that for the mix up. So I do see a couple hands going up. We had a mix up on the login. My laptop was acting up, my phone. I was logged in with my phone. Then when I clicked it off, it kicked everybody out the meeting. So I do apologize about that. Rafa and Stan, I do see your hands up. I'm gonna ask you to be patient because I got something I got to get off my mind as I'm going into my monologue. Hey, everybody. I see you. Dr. Amanda, what's going on? Denver, Colorado in the building. Lisa Allman Baldwin in the building. No telling where she is. Ecuador, San Francisco, the Virgin Islands. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I appreciate everybody logging in. I got something serious that I'm going to talk to you about today. I got something serious I want to talk to all of you about. Okay, so there's many people that they're trying to navigate their way through the speaker industry. Well, first of all, let me reset that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Monday Q&A call. I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of SpeakerFocus.com. We are here each and every Monday to deal with the challenging questions that you have pertaining to growing your speaker brand like no other platform can in the world. We are the #1 platform for speaker marketing to get your messaging, your sales tools, and your brand popping on a whole other level, and to serve your clients, more importantly, at the highest level possible. Let me share this with you before I get to Rafa, Stan, and Lisa's question. I definitely want to move Lisa's question up in the ranking because she has something that is relevant to the market. She actually has a booking on the line. And so I want to talk about helping her close that engagement. So with that being said, I do want to share this with you, that no matter how you look at it in this industry, we're all in the industry of #1, providing service to other people. #2, at the end of the day, this comes down to sales. And sales is one of those things that make people feel a little panicky. They get a little jittery. They're not comfortable with it because they don't have a process. So we do offer sales cycle training in the modules. We do offer scripts and templates and things of that nature. So you don't feel like you're lost when you have to connect your brand to the meeting planner. You can know how to have that kind of conversation when it really comes down to that. But I can tell you this, there's simply so many of you that are still struggling with it that you're going to have to understand sales at a higher level. If you want to expand your business and your brand, you're going to have to understand it on a higher level. So these are things, if you look at the top people in sales that have learned to reach a level of mastery, like myself, that all of us that run multi-million-dollar sales funnels, they have this thing in common. And it's just not me. You can look at Frank Kern. You can look at Dan Locke. You could look at Gary Vee. You could look at a lot of sales professionals that really have themselves together. So this is a book that I highly recommend that all of you get. This is like the Bible that many of us were trained from, and it's called Spin Selling by Neil Rockman. Spin Selling. I suggest you get the audio book and listen to it until you can't listen to anything else, because it takes you through a process. So in Neil's book, Spin Selling, this is just one example of how to become a master at sales. There's tons of sales books, but this one has been around for a long time, one of my favorites. So in Neil's book, he talks about the spin is for situation. What kind of situation is your customer in? The P is for problem. What kind of problem are you helping them solve? Remember, in business, if you're not helping somebody solve a problem, you simply don't have a business. Then the I is for information. What kind of information can you provide? What kind of information are you collecting? Are you constantly listening, providing valuable resources, aligning those resources to make sure that the client is a good fit for you and you're a good fit for them? And then the N is for need. What is the need? What is the payoff that you're delivering with your professional service so that the client, let me say it again, so that the client is clear about what value they're getting from your professional services. And so I talk a lot on this platform about power phrases and sound bites. I talk about the proper way in which you should position your brand so that it can make a real connection with the person who controls the budget. So let's talk for a moment. I want everybody to embrace a word. It's called phraseology. Let me say that to you again. The word of today is phraseology. Now, the reason why many speakers do not know how to convert at a high level is because they simply don't understand the phraseology of this speaking industry. They don't understand the specific vernacular. You know, talk the talk in this industry. You've got to understand how to make a connection with your word sequences, your marketing language, your power phrases and sound bites. You got to learn to make a connection with the meeting planner. So I suggest you follow a system. Now, what many of us have done, we've learned from Neil, and then we kind of created our own kind of sales system. You look at Jordan Belfort, he has the straight line selling system. I literally have memorized all of these sales systems, and I've taken and borrowed from many of them and created my own. So it's always going into a qualification. Are you qualifying your prospect? Do you even understand? Are you talking to the right person? These are all things that are simply misunderstood, not paid attention to the most, because many speakers, all they want to do is get on stage, talk shit like they have their whole life together. You don't. If you're not a master at sales, listen, I'm picking up strategies all the time because I realize how important it is. If you want to grow bigger and you want to sell more, you need to improve your salesmanship and you need to improve your sales cycle skill set. You need to understand it. You need to memorize it. You need to learn it. Like nothing else in this industry matters. What's the point of having a great product and having great signature programs if you can't close anybody in the end? And a lot of people are really, really struggling with closing. Again, Rafa, Stanley, Lisa, I see your hands up. Anybody else that has a question, if you cannot wait to get this game, Dr. Amanda, I see your hand up as well. I'll be right with you. I appreciate your patience. Just let me get this out. If you cannot wait and you have a question that needs attention, we will deal with it after the Q&A. You can send it to support@speakerfocus.com. I'll be right on it. Right now, somebody needs to hear this. Somebody has a booking on the line and you're shook. You don't know what you're supposed to say or how to say it. So the word of the day, again, is phraseology. You think that Neil sold millions of books and created this system for us to just piss it away? Again, many of us have grown to develop our own system. I definitely have my own. It's called KTR's Mechanics of Communication. I have my own way in which I communicate in this industry. I have very specific word sequences that are branded, that I've learned and pulled pages out of my playbook. But make no mistake about it, I have learned from the best sales professionals in this industry. And anybody who operates a multi-million-dollar sales funnel, their metrics and data and their conversion rates are high for one reason and one reason only, is because they know how to close. And at the end of the day, a lot of people simply do not know how to close. Now, you may become good at closing on the level that you're good at closing on until you realize, I'm tired of making 50K. I'm tired of making 100,000 a year. I'm tired of making 200,000. Believe it or not, you're going to get tired of making 500,000, $1 million. This is the reason why me and Austin are constantly investing in mastermind groups. We'll drop 50K in a heartbeat. You know why? Because it's going to get me courtside next to another person who makes way more money than me. And all we're going to be doing at the game is talking about how to get more money. And they're going to tell me about a piece of software that they're creating. I just had one of my people on my mastermind, they sent me a text message yesterday. No, it was over the weekend. They said, KTR, that idea that you and I have been planning, our strategic partnership, I've been thinking about it for about a month. I solved the problem with a $46 piece of software. I said, damn. I said, well, what is it? He said, I'm going to send you an email to tell you what the next steps are. And then both he and I will have, him, our strategic partnership, and us, because it's never just me, we will have another product in the marketplace that is converting and making revenue. Why am I telling you all of this? Because you can't learn this shit talking to people at your little fake ass game night party. All those people around there, if they don't know how to sell, you can't learn anything from them. You have to be around sales professionals who do this shit at a high level so you can understand what is going on. It is not a game. Excuse me. In order to create some separation away from every other brand on planet Earth, you need some market differentiation. And how are you going to create that? Before you can even manage a sales cycle, how are you going to separate your brand away from everybody else? Remember, brand wins big. If you're not focusing on building a brand, you're not focusing on the right thing, because all the people with strong brands are winning big time right now. These companies need something different. They need something more than just motivational dialogue. I've been telling you this for years. So be ready with your messaging. Be ready with the proper sales tools. Pre-selling of your professional speaking deliverables is so important in the marketplace. Understand it. 85% of people don't even know what the hell they're doing. So you only really are competing with 15% of the people who understand digital marketing, how to do a strong outbound email campaign. So you have a high open rate. So it does whole shit doesn't wind up in the spam folder. You got to actually know what it is that you're doing. That's right, Samantha. 85% of people in this industry, they don't really understand what they're doing on a higher level. And when I say higher level, I'm talking about the speakers making over $250K a year. Everybody else is they're just diving on the floor for the scraps. And I'm gonna tell you the main reason why they don't believe. I deal with these assholes every single day who think they know more than me in this industry. They act like they're the ones who've managed over $100 million in paid advertising. They act like they're the ones that understands data and analytics and literally have been through tens of thousands of strategy calls. They haven't done shit, but they think in their minds, because they have a high level of expertise managing their business in their industry, that they know more when it comes to speaking. And a lot of them, ego is just stopping them from making more money. It's not that they can't do it. They won't listen. They won't skirt, hit the brakes, stop. Take time to trust the system, tap into the mechanism, and receive the higher level mentorship. See, they're so busy talking shit. They don't understand how hard we work for them as Speaker Focus to really make sure that they understand what the hell is going on in this industry. But many of them don't. That is a huge advantage for you that's getting the information directly from us every single Monday, so you can hear how this business is supposed to be put together. That's the problem with most speakers. They know it all. Most speakers think that they got the whole game of sales figured out, yet their sales is languishing every single month. All you see is empty calendar, no bookings in sight. You got to listen to somebody who knows how to get the calendar full. And that's me and Auston, on a regular and consistent basis with predictability and consistency. See, a lot of people, they're just out here talking shit. You can't be listening to the people who think they know what's going on. You got to listen to somebody to actually understand what's going on. You got to listen to people that really understand this game at a higher level. So with that being said, remember, go check out some of the best people in selling. Don't just take my word for it. I have great resources that I share with you on this platform, but I also have learned from the best. So if your calendar isn't all purple like mine is, see, let me get that so the light doesn't hit it. If you got all purple spaces and very few white, that means you got a full calendar. And now you have options that when people lie to you, People flake out on you and they don't show up for the follow-up call. They say they want to hire you to speak, but they're not really serious. You have option after option after option with tons and tons of meeting planners who are serious about your services. See, the things we're teaching you, there's a reason why we're telling you to construct the messaging right first. Have 4 strong signature programs. Have all your sales tools done the right way so you don't have to do a bunch of talking. If you got to talk the meeting planner into it, your product is horrible. See, most people are pushy because their platform is weak or their service is weak. Anybody who's trying to push you into a sale, they don't really have it together. The ones who are creating options, they're providing solutions, they're taking away your pain of what you're experiencing right now. That is what you should be thinking about. You should be thinking about, there's no other speaker on planet Earth who can take away your pain like I can. They can't solve your problem in a unique way like I can. This is what you should be saying to yourself, because the opportunity that is in this marketplace right now, we are going through a renaissance period. This whole shit is changing. Are you ready? Is the question. Is your speaker business set up and ready to do business with people with huge budgets? Because they're out there. If you're not locating them, maybe it's because you're not asking the right questions on your support tickets. Maybe you're not sending in enough support tickets. Maybe you are not completing assignments and getting your speaker business. Maybe you got the fears are crippling you and it's blocking you. Maybe you're listening to all the wrong kinds of people. Maybe it's time to just stop the bullshit and stop listening to all of those people and then listen to people like Neil Rockman. This guy, this spin selling, when I read this book years ago, this shit changed my life. I said, oh, damn, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Instead of going in for the kill, I'm the best motivational speaker you've ever heard in your life, blah, blah, blah. That's what most people do. 85% of the market is like that. They don't understand the meeting planner. They're playing games. They don't care about helping the meeting planner solve a problem. Let me break down spin for you. If you don't have this book, Spin Selling, I highly recommend that you get it. That's not the only one that you should be following, but it is a great one to simplify the sales process and what you're supposed to be doing when you actually get a meeting planner on the phone. Believe me, a meeting planner who spends budgets on high fee speakers, they understand exactly how to manage you. They booked you before. They understand what's going on. It's your job to show them the value. So Spin Selling from Neil Rockman is as follows. Now, number one, what's your client situation? The S is for situation. Remember, this is unique phraseology in selling that top sales professionals, masters of sales cycle like myself, understand and execute every single day. This is why I have a high closing ratio. You know, I'm so good at it now, people don't even tell me no. They either don't have the money, but they clearly see the value, and that's 50%. 50% don't have the money and not ready to start right now. They don't tell me no because I put them in a difficult position to tell me no, because I over deliver and give you more free information than anybody else does in this space. I make sure of it for sure. I'm telling you, if you want to be number one, all you have to do is over deliver more than anybody else in your space by giving away more free information and focus on building relationships first. Before you process anybody's credit card, they have to have a high level of comfort that you're capable of delivering. And you got to show them that at a very high level. Remember, pre-selling of your professional speaking services, coaching, or consulting starts with messaging. People with 10 to 30 plus years worth of experience that I deal with every single day. Me doing tens of thousands of these calls, me dealing with 25 to 35 speakers globally every single day. 90% of those speakers that I talk to are horrible copywriters. So they think that their messaging is on point until they come to me and then see they're delivering to the market what they feel is right. They haven't listened to thousands of meeting planners like I have, serviced thousands of meeting planners, had sidebar conversations, thousands of meeting planners like I have, been hanging out at the bar with meeting planners. That's my best friend in this industry. Speakers are not your best friend in this industry. You better listen to what I'm telling you. Don't be listening to speakers who don't know anything about marketing. You need to learn this game from the people who control the budget. They're going to tell you exactly what it is that they want. Now, if you're smart enough to deliver that value, if you're smart enough, then maybe you'll understand what I'm saying to you right now. Spin selling, remember the phraseology. What is the client's situation? What situation are they in right now? What I do when I talk to clients, I talk to speakers who are in a situation where they don't have the proper messaging, sales tools. They're not an astute entrepreneur. They're horrible at negotiations. They don't manage their social media properly. They don't have the right kind of sales cycle training. They don't know how to manage a sales cycle. They don't know how to have the proper pricing conversation. They're horrible at lead generation. They don't know how to keep a marketing pipeline full of hot target prospects and leads. And they don't have the inner document. So I understand what their situation is after I do some listening. Then I have 6 modules that directly attack their pain. If your services, I should say, when your services alleviate the pain, take away the pressure, it removes the thorn in the side, it's very difficult for them to tell you no. But if you're not offering any value, they'll just move on to the next speaker who has their shit together, and they will say yes to them and no to you. But if you know how to manage it the right way, it will reward you with a predictable and consistent way to earn more revenue like you have never seen before in your life. Some of you gonna start making money so fast, it's gonna start scaring the shit out of you. I'm talking about that kind of money is coming in so fast that it literally scares you. Because you know something's happening. You know your life is getting ready to change. But I suggest you get ready. Because when the floodgates open, your ass better learn how to swim. Now, let me break down the acronym for SPIN. Remember, you got to understand what your client's situation is. Remember, the word of the day is phraseology. Do you understand the phraseology that the meeting planner is using to you? Are you listening to them? And do you understand how to deliver service with the right kind of phraseology, power phrases and sound bites that's going to get them to say yes and open up that budget? Value is what I'm talking about. So understand the current situation your client is in, where you want to move them to is away from the pain. You all, when you came into this coaching program, you had a very specific pain. And the modules that we have on this platform allow you to ease that pain, remedy that pain. It's medicine inside of those modules, so you don't have to feel this way anymore for the rest of your life. I'm going to come to the questions. Rafa, Stan, Lisa, Dr. Amanda, please be patient with me. I'm almost done. If you don't pick up this audiobook's only like $12. For those of you who I like audio more than I like reading, but I got over 3,500 books in my personal library. So I like to go back, kick back in my chair and read sometimes, but I do a lot of auditory learning because I'm on the move all the time, at the airport, traveling, in the yard working, taking a walk, exercising. I'm not listening to anything else except for stuff that's empowering me. So step number 2 in Spin Selling by Neil Rockman is problem. Do you know what the problem to your target buyer is? Do you really know? Not talking out of your ass, no, really know. Have you done research? Have you called up hundreds and thousands of them? Have you listened to conversations? Do you understand what their need is? That's the reason why you go on Bath and Body Works. They run test surveys on what flavors work at the time of the year. When you go in there, it smells so good. They got sprays and candles. They know exactly what kind of scents to put, product placement. They know it all, so, so they can move more units. Excuse me. I see the chat blowing up as well. Again, I'll be right with you. I need to talk about this right now because there's too many of you have great products, but you're not closing enough because you don't understand why, because you don't have a system. Anybody that doesn't have a system in sales, you are begging for trouble. If you're in sales, if you want to sell more, you got to improve your level of skill. Now, the S in the Spin Selling. What's the situation? What problem are you solving? Remember, we're not in business if we're solving a problem. And the I is for information. What kind of information? What kind of what are you implying? What's the implication? of the information you're gathering. What is the client telling you, and what information do you have to offer them? Remember, information is intelligence is the gathering of information. What are the what is the implication? What are the consequences, more importantly, if they do not raise their level of skill? That's the situation that you need to put the client in. People ask me this type of shit every single day. Why speaker focus? Why not this? How come I just don't? I said, well, you can go get it from somebody else. But you're going to get very fragmented information. I have had a standing challenge for 5 years. Show me any place else on planet Earth where you can talk to the CEO and the CTO every Monday, and you can submit support tickets and get this kind of value. Show me somebody else in the marketplace has been through 2,700 paid speaking engagements like me. Had their ass handed to them. I'm talking to you this way because I don't want you to have that stupid ass look on your face that I had for the first 7 years of my career because I thought I knew more than people that knew more than me. I'm telling you right now, this is the time to get your shit together in this industry. The money is there without a doubt. If you don't want to go get it, I have no sympathy for you. If you don't want to listen, how can I help you? Situation, problem, information or implication. What's the implication? Where do you want to move the client to? What do you want that vision to look like? See, that's why they buy from you. They buy from you because you can get them away from this bullshit black dark hole that they're in and bring them into the light. I bring my clients out of the darkness and I bring them into a state of focus. I help organize that focus. What do you do for your client? And then the last thing is, what's the need? The end and the spend models, what's the need? What's the payoff? Are you attacking your client's need or are you too self-promoting? 85% of the YouTubers, that's all they're doing is talking out of their ass. Motivational, fluffy dialogue. That's all you hear. I can cut on YouTube with any video. I can just go blind. Ploop, ploop, I can click on any one I want. And that's what you're going to find. Very so often, you're going to find someone who really understands how to deliver value. Now, the ones that you see are all the top coaches and all the ones who are experts when it comes to sales. Let me share something else with you real quick. Why you've been paying attention to my phraseology, and then I'm going to get to Rafa, Stan, Lisa, and Dr. Amanda. Thank you so much for your patience. People who are the most skilled in sales, they have exceptional public speaking skills. That's a lot of you right now. They're skilled at branding. People who are skilled high-level sales, they're also skilled at sales funnel management, marketing, lead generation, and automation. In today's marketplace, if you have those skills at a high level, you're going to make all the money in your industry. And it's enough to go around. We work with all these different subject matter experts, and each of you have a different brand. Each of you have a different niche. At the end of the day, we're all leadership speakers, but we all have a uniqueness that we deliver to the marketplace. I want you to tap into that uniqueness. I want you to look at yourself as a business growth expert. That's what I want you to look at yourself as, not just a speaker. I want you to look at yourself as a business growth expert or a business strategist. That's what you really are. Do you know how to manage a sales cycle? That is what I want you to walk away from my opening dialogue and monologue. And I want you to understand that you can dominate in this industry if you just learn how to sell better. We are here to help you at speakerfocus.com. Rafa, talk to me, brother. Thank you so much for allowing me to get that out. It needed to be said.
Man, it's my absolute pleasure. That was incredible to listen to, and exactly what I think, I'll speak for myself, I needed to hear today. So thank you.
You're welcome. What's your question or comment, Rafa?
I have a question for Auston today, actually.
Okay. Auston is in the process of moving right now. So he's either going to be delayed or he's maybe not going to be able to show up today. But you can send him a question through support at speakerfocus.com. I'll try to tackle the question as best as possible, but he may have to answer part of it on a much deeper level. But don't worry about it. If you send him a support ticket, I'll make sure that he addresses it either tomorrow morning or sometime tomorrow evening.
Okay, that sounds great. So then I'll set you up. I'll give you my situation.
Okay.
My situation is this, man. My sales cycle is non-existent right now. My calendar is empty.
No
I'm getting
problem.
no book calls, and I know a large part of it is I need to sit down and listen. So I'm
Mhm.
ready to move forward, and this is where I'm at. I got 4 hours to manage my day, 4 hours to pour into my business, full-hearted. So I need just a little bit of help regaining my focus and strategizing where to put that energy into. The question I was going to ask Austin was, currently I have 2 hours where I focus on LinkedIn outreach. And I've transitioned from the process that he showed online where you connect and go through those stages to a
Mhm.
direct email outreach, which is what he suggested.
Got you.
So I wanted to ask him, in terms of managing those two different functions, if he created a new pipeline for that email outreach versus the connection process. So that was the specific question, but I'll continue and just say this. Those 2 hours are for email outreach. And then
Okay.
the other 2 hours I'm planning on utilizing to finish module 5. And when I say that, I want to get the paid advertisement engine up. And I want to put myself into a position where I can work on my messaging skills to hopefully attract conference coordinators so I can get myself in the game of practicing my managing the sales cycle. So as
Okay.
I see it from all the different marketing vehicles, I'm like, is diving full tilt into the digital marketing aspect my best avenue at this moment?
Not at this moment. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why.
Okay.
I know you might want to get some more traction. A lot of you are thinking about running paid ads. Listen, go back in module 5 and listen to how Austin breaks up, how to do free organic outreach so you can get some higher open rates through email, and that killer strategy that he has through LinkedIn. It has to be done right, because you don't want to get put in LinkedIn jail. You send out too many connection requests, they'll shut your account down. Or if you don't send the right kind of videos or the right kind of emails, you got to do a drip. We call it a email drip sequence. The automation takes care of a lot of that. You can just be doing that for right now. You can at least start gaining some traction and booking some engagements off of that. You should be spending very little money on retargeting, because see, the retargeting is going to make it easy for you not to have to call up. I mean, we got over 7 million people in our database now. I don't have time. That's why when a person doesn't get on my calendar, I don't have to get on their calendar. They need to be worrying about getting on my calendar. I don't have to do follow-up because I got so many leads. Now, that's not you right now, and that's cool. We all had to start somewhere. So I'm telling you that you can manage it enough right now where you still can do some follow-ups until your database gets real big. But when you start running paid advertising like Google AdWords and Facebook is dying. Okay, when it comes to ads, they're shutting people's ad accounts down who is giving them millions of dollars a month. They don't give a damn how much money you're giving them. They have a very flawed system of how ads get approved and what ads get shut down. It's flawed. And we all talk about it in the coaching community. Somebody's going to create a platform that's better than Facebook, but you can get better conversion with YouTube. We're doubling down on our YouTube, free organic outreach through YouTube and YouTube ads and Google AdWords. We're killing the game with that. We only use Facebook for retargeting. And we spend a very small amount of money on retargeting, because you know what it does? It at least stays in your inbox and stays in your face. That's the only reason why we use Facebook. And this came from guys that make hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Those are only people me and Austin listen to. I don't have time to listen to anybody else because we're working on $100 million a year ourselves. Now, so I would say, I know you want some results, but don't just jump right into paid advertising, because you don't have to. You got to get some traction first, Rafa. As much as you want to jump in and do paid advertising, think about all the things you have to learn. You people are skipping a serious process. Think about when you pick up the phone and cold call. I know it doesn't feel good, but think about the data that you're collecting. Damn, we don't want to do that part. Everybody just want to jump in and start booking more engagements. What did I tell you in spin? Okay, let me ask you this, Rafa. Do you understand the situation that your target client is in right now?
Here we go.
That's okay.
Yes.
Okay, watch this. Do you really understand? Okay, so who is your target? Who's your target market? Tell me that first.
So my target market is corporate America, and more specifically, the financial industry.
Okay, so you got a specific niche for the corporations. You want to for the financial corporations. You want to be able to take your fitness programs and help the executives improve for a healthier lifestyle. Is that correct?
Right.
I don't recall that being in your. Wait a minute. Somebody said they lost the volume. Can it? All right. All right. That must be your system. All my stuff is plugged in right. I'm getting volume. I'm getting all my levels jumping right. I apologize if you didn't hear me. Okay, volume's good. Okay. All right. So
Kevin, let me rephrase that. So when I created my signature programs, the mind I had was the meeting and event planner or conference coordinator. That's the research that I conducted to put together the signature program. So who I want to work with and what industry I want to serve would be the corporate market and then financial industry.
Okay, why the financial industry? This is my first time. This is my first time hearing that you're serving the financial industry.
Yeah, it's the first time. It's the first time I'm brave enough to say it out loud, if I'm being honest. It's been a long-standing thought, and the reason why is because the number one adversary to a healthy lifestyle is money. And when you have a perspective that's primarily dominated by money, you kind of leave a blind spot open to what it means to be healthy and how to actually do it. So I see it as the greatest challenge and the most difficult people to work with, but also where there is the greatest amount of opportunity. And as I see it, finances impact everyone. So by starting there and finding a place and navigating that industry and learning how to really help them, I feel like that would be the best way to open up my career in this industry.
Okay, as far as speaking is concerned, right?
Correct.
Okay, all right. Now watch this. You're still in the early stages of, you got a great brand. I love the new Escobar logo up there on your new video, by the way, that you posted.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's dope. So until you collect enough data, then you can't tell me that you understand your client. See, if you've been on the phone with all these people in the financial industry and you know what their pain is, and you could tell it to me right now that I have this data, I have this in my CRM. Unless you can tell me that, you got to get on the phone and start collecting data. Maybe that's the reason why you should cold call. See, you do that for free, so you can understand the client, but nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to, hold on. Somebody had the nerve to interrupt me because I forgot to put my phone on. I got it on mute now. Now, nobody wants to do that, Rafa. And this is where your pain comes in, because this is sales. You're not ready to talk to the meeting planner because you don't know exactly what their pain is. You know what their pain is in fitness. You could tell me what I'm not eating right. You could tell me what exercises I'm supposed to do and what I'm not doing. You know that like the back of your hand, but do you know who needs your service? That's a fair question, because I guarantee you, if I'm asking it, the person who controls the budget is going to ask it too, or they're at least going to think it. Don't you think that that's important?
Absolutely.
Well, then start getting me some data on the industry that you want to serve, and then figure out what their pain is, and then email it to me. When you've been through at least 25, 30 calls, then talk to me.
Okay. Because
what you're going to see is every single client has the same problem in your industry. They all got the same problem. That's why I don't give a damn if it's a coach, a consultant, a speaker. I don't give a damn who it is. I talk to the best every single day. And they all got to take their ass back to the bottom of the hill when they talk to me, because I earned this position. because I got the repetitions in, bro. You can't try to out-talk me or outthink me when I got tens of thousands of sales calls. Let me tell you something. You know why this book is so important? Neil interviewed, he listened to 30,000 sales calls of data before he wrote this book. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
So why the fuck are we having a conversation, Rafa, when you haven't even done 30? See, that's the problem that I have with speakers in this industry. Everybody wants to get on stage, but they don't want to do the work. Brother, the payoff is worth it if you just do what I'm asking you to do. Get on the phone, man. Don't be afraid to call somebody and ask them, hey, listen, I'm taking a survey about people in the financial industry about how they can lead a more healthy lifestyle. It's 2 minutes of your time. Do you find that you're losing sleep? Do you find that you're snoring a lot at night? Are you 20, 30 pounds overweight? Are you eating unhealthy? Are you putting all these meals on the corporate credit card just because? Damn, Rafa, where did you come from? You talking too real for me. I guarantee you they'll appreciate it when your ass have some solutions that will help them out. But we don't want to do that as speakers, Rafa. All we want to do is talk shit. I'm telling you, young bro, keep your head down. Get this audio book, download this shit. It's $12 and don't do anything for the next 30 days and listen to this sales book right here. It'll change your life. This is just one. This is the Bible, bro. You ask any sales professional, look at any sales professional will tell you, if they mastered it like me, they've either been through spin selling or they didn't master Jordan Belfort straight line selling system. Everybody has a process. And everybody who has a process, all of them convert at a high level. You know why? Because they understand the data, bro. I understand the data. I could read their hand blind like we're playing poker. I could do the same thing with the meeting planner because I know I care. See, I'm smart enough to be able to do enough listening, and getting told no thousands of times has helped me out a lot. I used to be like, damn, man, why are they telling me no? Like, I don't understand. I used to tell myself that I don't understand. What's the problem? What's wrong? What's wrong with me? Do they not like me? No, dumbass. You don't understand them. How can they like you?
Facts.
And I've said that to myself, Ralph. I didn't mean to call you dumbass, actually.
But no. I hear you 100%. I hear you. That's how I would talk to myself.
That's the kind of self-talk you got to go through.
Right.
Bro, they don't buy from you because they don't like you. You haven't established any credibility. They don't trust you. You're not making them feel comfortable. You haven't delivered enough value. So who are you to be talking to me about your target buyer that's brand new to you? Man, you better get on the phone and send as many LinkedIn messages as you can. This Neil's been through 30,000. I don't even know. I've been through tens of thousands of strategy calls with meeting planners alone, let alone, we ain't even talking about speakers. It may be even more with speakers because I'm on the phone every day. I've been doing this shit too long. Get the data. Now, do you have any other questions or comments? I need to move on to Stanley, Dr. Amanda, Samantha, Lisa. I see all of you in the queue. Thank you so much for your patience. You already know how I get down. I don't care if you got your shit together. I'm here to help. Rafa?
No, I was just going to say thank you for shifting my focus away from the money back to the data and the work. Now I'm going to go in there with a fresh head and I'm going to get you some data. I'm going to get in there.
Rafa,
thank you.
Unless Rafa, listen to me carefully. I remember one of my friends, Malik Yoba. He's a star. He's been an actor, star. He used to be in New York Undercover. He's been in a couple Tyler Perry movies. He's real big in the industry, right? So Malik hired me to do his. He had a daddy's conference back in the day. His first ever. It was a conference for fathers, so they can feel special about themselves. I was the opening keynote. I got everybody focused. We was around this big ass tree on this college campus, and I got everybody focused with a message. And then we moved everything back into the auditorium. We got on stage. Well, I remember Malik said that he grew up around in a Jewish community. And a lot of his friends, when he was hanging out with his black friends in the hood, they weren't talking about money. When he went out and hung out with his white friends, they were talking about money, stock market, real estate. It was a whole nother different kind of conversation going on when he went to visit his white Jewish friends. And New York is a big melting pot. So he got a chance to see a little bit of everything. I'm telling you, unless you're having a conversation with me about sales, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I'm serious. I don't talk to anybody unless they got some information going into this brain right here that's helping me make more money. And that's why I spend $50,000 on masterminds. I pay for the relationships, Rafa. I pay for the game. I'm not looking for all the shit I already know. I'm looking for that small percentage that I don't know. And that's where speakers are failing every single day. Rafa, I talk to assholes every day in this industry that think they know more than me. And they're killing themselves because they won't listen. Bro, until you can have a conversation about sales, and you know what you're talking about from beginning to end, and you're having one of those kind of conversations, it's actually fun. Rafa, it's actually fun when you know what you're doing.
Right.
So I would suggest that you go check out Dan Locke, Neil Rockman, Spin Selling, Jordan Belfort, Straight Line Selling System. Bro, it's a system. All of them got a process. Learn it and memorize it, and then develop your own when you're talking to your clients, and watch what happened to your closing ratio. Send Auston the question about the lead generation and the automation question that you have for him, and he'll give you a detailed reply. Other than that, brother, listen, you gotta get better at sales. You're uncomfortable with it. See, you can't even have a conversation with me about it without it feeling uncomfortable. Right. I understand, but you can overcome that. You have to get training every day, even outside of this platform. Right. I'm giving you baseline to go off of, and we do go into detail like in these Q&A calls, but you got to be willing to take in this information, man, become a better entrepreneur. You got it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with it. Appreciate you, Kev. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Give my love to Amy and the baby. All right. Talk to you real soon.
Absolutely, bro. Thank you.
All right, boss. Keep your head up, man. Stanley Cobb. Talk to me. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right. Stanley, can you hear me? Stanley, are you there?
Yeah.
Boom, I hear you. What's going on with you, boss?
Well, I was wondering if I noticed on your monologues are second to none, and I was wondering if you can get copies of these.
Yes. Remember, it's after like a day or two, Stanley, log back into speakerfocus.com. Remember, there is a classroom side of the community. I mean, there's a classroom and a community side.
Right.
Click on community and then scroll up the wall, and you'll see every single Q&A call in chronological order. So you can always go back. That opening monologue, all you got to do is go in about 6:10 or 10 or 12 minutes into the conversation, and boom, it'll take you right to where it is that you need to be. And if I were you, I would just keep pulling that bar back and keep listening to it over and over again. Repetition is the master teacher of everyone. And that's why I repeat things on this platform the way I do. And I do a remix on it. And as you see, I play around with the words a lot, but I'm consistent with my messaging. I want you to do specific things in order for a reason, because when you put it together the right way, it all converts into revenue. And it's going to be so much easier for you to position and sell. See, the reason why people have a struggle selling, Stan, is because they don't even realize the value in what it is that they know how to do. So they don't have the confidence to sell. You've got to have the confidence to know I'm doing this person a favor by them getting on my calendar. They scheduled a call with me. I didn't schedule a call with them. The one who facilitates the call has all the leverage. And Stanley, why don't I care? Because I got 5,000 new leads every single day that opts into my sales funnel. Out of that 5,000, remember, we win by attrition. Out of 5,000, we got about 300 or so, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less, 300 or so trying to jockey for position to schedule maybe 80 to 100 spots that's available on my calendar every single week. So that's a good problem. I want you to have the same exact problem, but you got to learn the game and take it in steps first. And then when you have that problem, that's why I don't take no shit off no prospects. You don't have the money? Okay, fine. Because if they feel like I didn't deliver enough value, they don't know what they're listening to. And Stanley, I'd rather not work with an asshole. So all the assholes ain't gonna make it into my program anyway. That's why I go tell them to go F themselves in a heartbeat. But the ones that really want to know, shit, I treat them like family, bro. That's what you got my loyalty right off the break, because you really want to learn how to do this business. So it's not your job to know everything. But the Q&A calls are always located right there on our platform. Stan, did you have any other further questions or comments?
No, that'll do it. I appreciate you.
All right, brother, no problem. Listen, don't forget, you should be focusing on your template for your signature programs right now. Send that to support@speakerfocus.com. Let me check out your messaging, give it some review, and we'll take it to the next level, all right?
Okay, will do.
All right, boss, talk to you real soon, man.
Okay.
All right. Dr. Amanda, talk to me.
KTR, what's up?
How are you? I'm feeling super fantastic. Let me tell you something. I mean, if I break any more sales records from my old records, I mean, why don't you just start lining up the trophies? Auston doesn't award trophies because he really doesn't care all these little milestones, but they mean something to me because I'm on the front lines of doing the sales. So I had another record-breaking day today in sales with onboarding. So I feel great. Hey, look, hey, Dr. Amanda, look, Samantha with the showcase, which you already put in there, NFA.
Nice.
Recognize the brand. Yeah.
I know. I'm excited to be here for the first time officially.
Yeah.
As a
Thanks for attending
speaker
tonight. I know you
focus.
got a lot going on.
Yeah, it's exciting. Hey, I submitted my signature programs to you today, but right before this meeting. So of course, I don't think anyone's had time to look at it.
Gotcha.
One thing I'm curious about, because as I'm going through it, I'm thinking about how, I guess the simplest question I have is, how brand identified should I be in my programs? Because I have a solid brand, yet my brand is built in a lot of ways around women entrepreneurs. And in my speaking, I'm going to be focusing on corporations and associations. And so I'm curious, what would you do to craft that a little bit differently? And how spicy should I be? Like, do I use the F word in those kind of documents? Do I not?
Well, okay. So let's say this. So you're a woman in the corporate and association space. You have a powerful brand. I love everything about it. I would not change it if I were you. Now, sometimes what we have to do with our marketing verbiage, we might want to say not fucking around instead of instead of saying not fucking around, we want to say NFA, but they know what it means when they go to your website. We don't, in the corporate world, we're not as super sensitive as we once were as to profanity, things of that nature. Now, I may use profanity to get a point across, but I make it a point when I am servicing my corporate clients to not use profanity. Tony Robbins uses it all the time on the platform. I found that my brand is more digestible when I don't. Now, I may do it when I'm hosting. I may do it at Showcase. I may do it on the Q&A call. But when I'm servicing a client, when I'm in keynote speaker mode, or especially when I'm in facilitation or corporate mode, see, I know somebody out there is watching. So let me tell you something I learned 36 years and having 25 plus years worth of corporate and association experience of what these meeting planners are looking for. So I'm gonna tell you right now what makes them cringe. You talk anything about religion and politics. If you go over the top with it too much, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna split your audience in half. It's gonna turn everybody off. That's the reason why I don't talk. I don't tell them what my political views are, and I don't tell them what my faith-based views are. Leave it off the platform. If you want to talk about politics, then be a political speaker. There's plenty of people that want to hire you for your opinion. If you want to talk about faith-based initiatives, there are plenty of companies that want to hire you for that. Dr. Amanda, you're like me. You have a disruptive brand. You're going to say whatever you want to say because this is what's gotten you this far. And that's who's going to hire you. Think about a comedian. Comedians have a raunchy show, and then they have a super clean show that they can do to a faith-based if they want to. You got to know how to switch it up. So this is the advice that I would give to you, because I don't want you changing your brand or thinking you have to. So now you've been more financial literacy, driven. So now we're going to be, remember, leadership centric, meeting planner friendly, leadership centric. So remember, they're bringing you in first as a leadership speaker. Then they want to know about your level of expertise, obviously, which is you're not effing around when it comes to money. So I would keep the part that's disruptive. See, disruptive and being abrasive is two different things. Abrasive is, I got a very strong repellent force. I'm not really feeling Dr. Amanda. She's offensive. You're not offensive. I've heard you speak. I've been through tons of your videos prior to us doing business together. You are not offensive. There's nothing about your brand that makes me cringe. See, I look at everything you do from the meeting planner's perspective. Forget about me being your speaker coach. I only care about how you're going to look in front of the person who's the key decision maker. So when I looked at your brand, I said, damn, that's different. She's disruptive. She's not afraid. Like, she's in a lane. She's just saying, listen, we can't be effing around with money. And you're right. So when you focus more, put the leadership thing up front. Leadership is like your Trojan horse.
Okay.
You can decorate and dress up everything and hide it inside that Trojan horse. But watch this. Remember the story of the Trojan horse? You just got to get through the gate. And then when you get in the gate, all your little foot soldiers, you're going to kick the door open. All your little foot soldiers are going to run around and take shit over.
Nice. Okay. That's what I was really curious about. Like, so right now I have because, you know, the way I promote myself is that I'm a money mindset and manifestation and business scaling coach. And so in speaking, I really want to focus on mindset. And then the outcome is master your mindset to master your money, which of course in a corporation setting is going to be to make the company more money in the end. Okay. So then perhaps I'll wait until after you see what I've written and then we'll go from there. But that was really, I was thinking as I was sitting and writing, and I was just thinking like, you know, I haven't, as a brand online, you can say and do whatever you want. When you're speaking to event organizers, I'm not really sure what the expectation is.
Well, the expectation is that you deliver service, as long as you don't go on a rant and you're cussing people out in the audience. When you're delivering value, they forget about all that stuff. This is the beautiful part about being a speaker. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, doesn't matter if you're male, doesn't matter if you're a person of color. I don't care about whatever your socioeconomic background, your status is. When you start delivering value from the beginning, they don't see any of that. All they hear is that this person is the subject matter expert and I need to be listening to whatever it is they're saying and I need to be taking some notes. See, you have the kind of brand and the kind of style where you go with people hard, but it's just enough in there where it's not offensive. And that is a skill that you learn prior to coming into. See, I study this type of shit every day. There's some speakers, they're flat out offensive. I've seen some speakers that have done inappropriate sexist jokes because they thought it was funny. And the meeting planner has their mouth on the ground like, I cannot believe he just said that shit in front of my whole entire women's group. Is he crazy? And that guy never gets hired again. See? So don't worry about it. You're doing everything right. See, my job in here is not to disrupt your talent and your creativity. We don't need to touch that about you. We don't need to touch the brand. All you got to do, focus on your leadership topics. I'll give you some detailed feedback and we're going to craft these signature programs. Remember, we need you going into, we're going to do a quick facelift to all your branding, marketing materials, and we're going to get you right. You got a date with Mr. Auston Troyer. We're going to get you into automation and getting that speaker sales funnel set up. And you're going to be off and running, making more money as a high fee speaker. That's not a promise. That's a guarantee.
I love it. Bring it on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Much love, Dr. Mann. And thanks for coming on. I know you got a lot going on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Our platform is growing, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it is growing. I onboarded some people today. I mean, absolutely amazing, the businesses that they're in. We also open up in Czechoslovakia, Poland. Oh man, it's a whole lot of Ukraine. It's a lot of people that are starting to reach out that want to get this knowledge. See, the pandemic is a lot of these countries have been decimated by the pandemic, but all of that stuff, that ban with them traveling starting to get lifted. I know in British Columbia, Vancouver, Saskatchewan, that part of Canada, they still got a couple of restrictions where you can't fly out, nobody can fly in because of the pandemic, but it's getting better. But in the United States, everything is popping and wide open.
Right.
Samantha T. Mitchell, talk to me.
Happy Monday, everyone. So the word of the day, I love it, and it's in alignment with my project over the last couple of weeks. So phraseology. I'm trying to get my website in place, and my specific question is, so I have my signature programs. I want to put the PDF with all of them on there and build it out.
Gotcha.
But like for the keynote specifically, like I put what my keynotes, my 4 keynotes would be when I submitted my signature programs, but I don't know why. Like in my head, I'm wondering if the phraseology is good enough for the keynotes so that when they're looking at it, that it's drawing the meeting planner to want to go further.
Okay, so Sam, let me ask you this. So what from your messaging do you want the meeting planner to take away? What is that phraseology that the meeting planner is going to be looking for, that I want you to describe in one or two sentences? What's going to be the key takeaway? What's going to help the meeting planner achieve their desired outcome? What is going to help them achieve their learning objective? Them and their audience. How would you describe that in one sentence from your signature program, from one of your keynotes?
So I guess so just pick any one of them.
Pick any one of them. In other words, if I'm a meeting planner, what is the one thing from your messaging that me and my audience is going to walk out of there with that's going to have the biggest impact on our lives? What would that be in one or two sentences?
Okay. So I think for one, damn, I feel like I'm back in school. Okay.
It's okay. Take your time.
No, we don't have time. I gotta get on it. Okay. I'll pick
What's your mainstay headline, Sam?
leadership keys that unleash confidence.
Okay. I teach leadership keys that unleash confidence. That's what I do.
Yes.
That's what you do. When the meeting planner asks you what you do, that's what you should say. So you don't have to think about it. That's the gold right there. That's the phraseology that we want. That should be right there. You go to KevinTRobertson.com. I teach leadership strategies that magnify success. See, that's what I do.
Right.
I strategize with people all day long. What do? I work with a client base like you, Samantha, who are already established. And then I organize their focus. I make it bigger. I magnify the current success that you're having right now. And you got to be able to describe it like that. When you go to KevinTRobertson.com, that is the first thing that you see, along with some really, really cool pictures. You see that phrase right in your face and my logo. You go down a little bit more, boom, you see my speaker video demo. Go down a little bit more, right under that, you can click on speaker info kit, boom, download it right there. Everything you need to know is right there on the first page. So Sam, like a lot of other people who overanalyze things, you just got to take it easy sometimes. Don't focus on your mind racing. Focus on the fact that you already have it inside of you. You've already shown it to me and demonstrated it. So just like I told you, you don't have to come up with that phrase, that phraseology. It's right there. See, this is the problem that speakers have. They try to make up shit in their mind when really they should have a mainstay headline, 4 titles to their signature programs, opening paragraphs that are very descriptive, bullets that tell the meeting planner, when I hire you after we take this program, this is what we're going to learn. And if you do that and you describe it in detail in a simplistic format, and you got within the parameters of your word sequences, some power phrases and sound bites, it does all the talking for you, Samantha. And you don't have to say anything. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. The majority of people that get on the phone with me, they already got their mind made up before I even start talking. They just don't want me to mess it up. That's called pre-selling. That's social media, social proof. What they're going to see on your website, all your social media pages, your bio, your speaker video demo, all your YouTube channels, they're going to click on everything. It gives them a level of comfort, Sam, before they say, man, damn right we're interested in our goals taking off in flight. One of the few women of color in that space. Oh, she got a dope haircut too? Oh, she looks really good in a business suit? Oh, damn. She's gonna, no, she isn't in shape too. She's gonna teach us about fitness as well. We want her. Value, 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 value. Everything I just said. Now, the way to demonstrate the value, to have the leverage through the messaging and the sales tools. That's why this step, Samantha, is so crucial. It is so important because you set this shit up the right way, you won't have to say anything. You won't have to say anything else. It literally jumps off the screen and does all the talking for you. Remember, 90%, you're not in it by yourself, Sam. 90% of the business professionals I talk to every day with 10 to 30 plus years worth of professional experience, 90% of them are horrible copywriters. Sam, at this stage in the game, don't mess it up for yourself. Like, it's a couple Sams in there that's messing it up for Sam. Take the Sam that's daring. Take the Sam that's like, come on, girl, we need to do this. Like, y'all other two need to get out of our way. Stop overthinking everything and stick to what we talked about. Stick to the messaging we talked about. Be confident in that, because that is what's going to work. That takeoff and flight thing you have, I'm telling you, Sam, right now, I'm telling you, you are going to be one of the best keynote speakers in your space. And let's not forget, you're the only woman in your space already. So imagine what's going to happen when you get that messaging on point and you get them sales tools upgraded and you get your website, get a little facelift, and you finish up that speaker info kit. It's going to be over. Like, these other women speakers in your space, they need to be concerned for real, because now you're not going to have to be guessing anymore. But all of them are going to be trying to figure out what you're doing. That's a guarantee. You got any other questions or comments?
Yeah, so like, even on yours, so you never really talk about keynotes. You specifically just say signature program. So is it like a vocabulary thing, and the signature program is the equivalent of the keynote? So if they're looking for a keynote person, they'll just book you for that program. I think that's where I'm like really trying to figure it out.
Okay, all right, no problem. That's a fair question. So watch this. Now, my preference is I talk to the meeting planner in very simplistic language. Now, we get ready to upgrade KevinTRobertson.com again, probably in another month or two. And I'm going to have on the meeting planner page, it's going to be even better. So remember that your signature programs are your modes of delivery, your hour-long keynote speeches, 2-hour-long educational keynotes, half-day programs, 2 to 4 hours, full-day programs, 4 to 8 hours. It could be an online presentation that you're delivering from 1 to 8 hours. It could be a webinar, teleseminar, some type of on-site presentation, on-site strategic work session. It could be a focus group. You could be doing executive coaching. There's all kinds of different things that you could be doing to earn money. All of those are modes of delivery, every last one of them. And your keynote can be a mode of delivery. So Sam, you could strictly, for purposes of time, like I'm doing right now, I'm not doing a lot of coaching and training or executive coaching and training, but I'm gonna be doing a lot of keynotes in 2023 because my time is dedicated to helping the students on our platform. So if a corporation wants to hire me, I mean, $250K for a full day, I mean, I might consider it. But, you know, you're gonna have to get a lot of money to get me out of the house to do a full day training. I've just done that I've done 2,750 paid speaking engagements. 75% of them have been in the corporate and association space, and the majority of them have been 4 to 8 hours. My voice has really taken a pounding over the years. So I'm looking to speak less and make more, not the other way around. My repetitions and my learning the game, all that shit is over. So I'm at a different space in my life. But make no mistake about it, if you just want to place a heavy emphasis on keynotes, I wouldn't be mad at you. The keynote is the signature program, or some speakers call them talks. I do talks. They don't refer to it as a signature program. So everybody has a different phraseology. At the end of the day, remember, I call it a mode of delivery. And as a speaker, your options are really open to the way in which you can deliver the value.
Oh, okay. So I'm a lot more clear. I think I was just I was like, I have signature programs that are like workshops, and then I have keynote, which is like a 30-minute keynote. So I was trying to decipher the two, and I think I just got in my own head and got confused. But I could just have my signature programs be my keynotes, and that's it.
Absolutely. If you want to, you can say Sam's keynotes if you want. Some people refer to them as talks. Remember, we're giving you a baseline to go off of, but do you know why I use signature program? Because they understand that a program is like a system. It's like a training system they're tapping into. And I deliver my programs. I can deliver that in the keynote format. See the meeting. This is how the meeting plan is going to talk to you. Well, Kevin, what kind of programs do you offer? See, they're going to ask you what kind of keynotes you offer. They're going to ask you what kind of programs you offer, because people in the corporate and association space, they're used to this kind. Remember, phraseology. The majority of them, when they talk to me, they didn't say, so Kevin, what's the title of your keynote? They're asking me what the title of my program is. So signature is just saying that is something that's branded. That's like Les Brown has, I'm hungry. That's a signature keynote that he delivers. Mine is how to stay focused in a world full of distractions. That's a signature keynote that I deliver. I have an acronym for focus. I got like 100 different ways that I spell focus. That's a program that I can offer to my clients. That's all I'm telling you, is that you got to put yourself in position where when the client has a need. Now, right now, because of the type of experience that I've had in this industry, it really doesn't excite me with doing an 8-hour training anymore unless the money's right. Like, that's a lot of work. It's worth it. It's worth it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, those of you who do want to do half-day or full-day programs, when you come off of a training, a half-day or full-day program, and the next keynote that you do, man, it's gonna be so much more powerful. Like when you do trainings, you get immediate response. You can test out new material. My God, that's the reason why I did it for so long, Samantha, because my keynote turned into, I'm going hard for 8 hours. And as many of my participants started to say, Sam, I got so good, I stopped looking at the evaluation forms. I used to be terrified when I first started. Oh my God, they got evaluation form. I used to get a stack of evals and I would just be terrified to read through them. You know why? Because I really wasn't that good at transferring knowledge, at really facilitating. So I had to read those comments. Some people were telling me I didn't know what I was doing. So you got to read that. You got to get better. This is what I'm telling you. You want to get better at sales? Pick up some sales books. Pick up the audio. So it's important that when you do want to move forward and you want to offer them something additional, that it's ready to go. Now, I know some speakers, they strictly want to do keynotes. You got to understand what you're really, really good at. See, me, I learned to do it all. I had to learn to be Sammy Davis Jr. in this business. I had to learn to tap dance, play the trumpet, sing, dance, act, model. I had to do it all because I was that interested in being this good in this industry. And that's why I'm in the top 5% of leadership speakers on planet Earth who's keynoting at $50,000 every time. And if you don't have my money, fine. I don't have to go nowhere. I can sit right here and keep making a ton of money with speakerfocus.com. See, it's choices, Sam. I want to give you options and choices. And the more of those you have, the better speaker you're going to be. You got to understand that you have a huge advantage in your space. It just hasn't hit you yet. And I know you're super humble. And I know you're very professional. You got to really understand how good you are. Like, I see it. I saw it the first moment I met you. And then when you told me what you did and I started listening some more, I'm like, oh shit, she gonna be a problem later down the line. See, this shit is a competition. Make no mistake about it. It's competitive just like anything else. And the better your messaging is, Sam, it literally separates you and moves you in a category all by yourself. I call it a micro niche. There is no competition. It's a blue ocean. You're sitting out there all by yourself. That's me in Austin with speakerfocus.com. That's brand KTR. You can hire another speaker, but where else in the world are you going to get a chance to hire another Samantha T. Mitchell? You can only go to one place to get that. And when you get the proper messaging and sales tools and you got all the leverage and it really hits you, like, oh, damn, I really am that good. Like, I should be charged. Sam, you got a celebrity brand. If I were you, I would strongly consider going out at $10,000 a keynote over the next year. You start booking some speaking engagements at $500, $7,500, you need to up it right away because you're that good. Straight up. Now you got to believe it. Am I making sense?
Yeah, I got you.
Don't be playing with these people, Sam. The money is there for you to earn. Now you just got to set it up the right way. You got any other questions or comments?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Appreciate that.
You're very welcome. You just keep doing what you're doing. Sam, don't second guess yourself. You are amazing. You're doing an amazing job. You've done everything we asked you to do. Just keep working on your signature programs and we're going to get you there. All right. Let me see. I believe Lisa Altman Baldwin, then we're going to get to Wayne. Lisa, talk to me. Lisa, wait, okay, louder talk. Lisa, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I do hear you.
Okay, I'm in a different place in Ecuador now, and the Wi-Fi sort of spotty. So if I drop out, that's why.
Okay, no problem. Don't worry about it. I can hear you fine now.
Okay. So what I need help with is the proposal for the rep at Microsoft, please. And you wanted me to kind of give everybody a layout of what happened so far, because you said in the response to me that you thought it would be helpful for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to share, I mean, that's cool. I think that, I believe I should say that it's definitely going to be helpful for not only for our platform, but the way you're managing this deal right now is pretty amazing. I mean, the level of detail that you have in the notes alone, Lisa, is pretty, I mean, it's just outstanding. And the activity that you've been able to achieve so far and move the meter with that group at Microsoft is pretty amazing. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I just told Samantha. You overanalyze and second guess yourself just like Sam does, because it hasn't hit you that you're actually that good. Let me ask you a question, Lisa. Do you think they would even be entertaining a conversation? You think Microsoft would even be entertaining, or Blacks in Microsoft would be entertaining a conversation with you if you didn't have some value?
No, because they pretty much can touch anybody.
There you go. They can hire anybody they want, but right now you got their attention. Now, the only drawback in this deal so far is that they don't have a budget, but that means that that doesn't mean that they're not willing to pay you. It's just that right now, maybe they've exacerbated all their funds for the year, and that's okay. But they'll have a budget later down the line. And they also are tied into multiple organizations who are already interested in hiring you to speak. I read every single word that you sent me. I read it today. Matter of fact, I read it twice. Mm-hmm. So I understand that you also put in there what training has looked like for them in the past. Mm-hmm. In other words, what they've already done. So you don't have to cover that ground. And I carefully looked at it, and what I was looking for, Lisa, and I was looking for, well, why have they been talking to her this long? Why have they, why? They love that. They love your brand. See, everything that you told me that you wanted to present, I believe you put some ideas of the signature programs. It was like at the bottom of the doc. Is that correct?
Yeah, I put two based on what they said they were looking for the first talk, or for the first presentation. I put two ideas I had from previous workshops I had done, and just wanted to tweak it for them and get your response on that.
Okay, so I believe that the information that you have right now in there, it's taking them to a place that they've never been to before. And I need you to really understand and believe that, because they simply would not go this deep into the conversation with you if nothing was going to transpire. They are going to hire you. That we know. I can tell by the feedback that they gave you and the relationship that you have. So you did an amazing job at getting in there, building your relationship, and talking to the event strategist about where you fit in. Now it's time to get this thing closed up. So what is it that you need from me at this stage to respond back to them to get this to a point where you're ready to start finalizing everything to be able to pick a date on the calendar and do this?
Okay, so to get everybody else caught up is going back to my notes here. So I was referred to this person who's a representative of Blacks at Microsoft in June or so. And I was referred to them by a friend of mine who has also presented with them before, and she thought I would be a good fit. I reached out to her, is the woman, reached out to her. And then when I was in Seattle in August, I had dinner with her. And then she also brought a friend of hers that is a rep for an ERG, employee resource group at Amazon.
Okay.
I followed up with the two of them afterwards. The woman from Amazon, I don't have her phone number, but and just her email. I followed up with her a couple of times, but I haven't heard back from her. But the one from Microsoft, she said that she was traveling and, you know, would get back to me. And then she finally booked a second appointment, which we had last Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Last Friday,
Okay.
she shared with me, she screen shared with me, they had just had a big meeting with their, in addition to her being on the team for Blacks at Microsoft, she is the chief of staff for one of the EVPs at Microsoft. And so they had just had a meeting for all of recapping their 2022 programs that they had, and then what they want to do for 2023. And so what she asked is she said that from my looking at my materials, that she liked my authenticity and purpose paradigm, and that what they want to do is something that the Blacks at Microsoft group can reflect on what they've done in this past year.
Yeah.
And where they want to go for next year. And so what she's thinking is either doing this in the beginning of December before people start leaving for vacation, or after the first of the year.
Excellent idea. I love the fact that they want to try to get that in people's brains. I would try to push to do something at the beginning of the year. Maybe you could even offer them a multi-day program. Maybe we do one before the year is out, and then we do one to kick off the year as perhaps part 2. See, what they really want you to do, Lisa, is they want to build off of the training that they already had. And this is why it's so important that all of you understand that these are business professionals who are in front of your audience. And that's the reason why you can't be jerking around with any of this fluffy bullshit. That shit don't work with real business professionals. These people are looking for something called the slight edge advantage. They're looking for one thing. If you can move them 1, 2, 3, 5%, 20%. That's what they're looking for. They're like, damn, Lisa came in here. She really understood. This is why you got to do research. Send over that pre-programmed questionnaire. Have them fill it out and send it back to you. That's how you're going to get more data about how you can serve this organization. I always make it a point to ask the meeting planner, are there any sensitive areas that you've been going through for the last 6 months or last year? Are there anything that's happened in your hierarchy, in your executiveship? Is there anything going on in your organization that I absolutely need to stay away from and not make mention of? I need to know what that is right now. That's the first question I ask them when I'm going into my needs assessment, when I know I got the gig. Like, see, we already know you're going to be speaking at Microsoft. Now we need to get into the bulk of the questions. What do you want me to stay away from? And I make sure if any of that is in my presentation, was in the presentation, when I'm customers, I take it out. I never make mention of it, because the last thing you want to do is go in there and piss somebody off with an inappropriate joke, inappropriate information, going over the top with religion or politics. They don't want to hear any of that shit. You're going to get yourself in trouble if you double down on any of the stuff that I just said.
Okay.
Just leave it out. It's not necessary for you to even mention it, because all it's going to do is split your audience in half and be a distraction. Focus on leadership. Focus on how to simple, practical application strategies that is going to teach them how to do something better.
Okay.
So your job right now is to get all the data about what it is, where they've been. And then you're going to build a bridge from where they have been, take your signature programs and paint a picture. Okay, this is where you've been, but this is some lingering pain that's been going on. I'm going to help you step into your authentic purpose by doing X, Y, and Z. And that's the reason why even if you got to tweak your signature programs a bit to accommodate that, always offer your client customization. I hear some of my speaker friends, they're like, man, customization is just too hard. I deliver the same speech everywhere I go. Well, that's why I get 50,000 for an hour. And that's why you still not getting 5,000, because you don't want to put the work in and you don't want to, I customize everything. I listen to what they're going through right now, and then I build my program around that. And they're going to hear it. Because what I say is, remember phraseology, Lisa? This is the kind of verbiage that I use when I'm presenting. In my needs assessment with, let's just say your name is Miss Johnson. In my needs assessment with Miss Johnson, as I was going through a process of really understanding your organization, understanding what your pain is that you're going through right now. I don't do what you do. I don't work here. I'm an outsider. So don't look at me today like the expert. Look at me like I'm a resource. And this resource wants you to know that I understand the pain that you're going through, because I actually took the time to break down every single thing that is bothering your organization right now. I understand the deficiencies, the limitations, because I care. I actually took the time. So I understand you have an issue with communication. We're going to directly address that after module number 1, when we come back from the break. I also know that we have some challenges when it comes to succession planning. So we're going to talk about how to build better leaders in your organization. I go over all the shit that I went over in the needs assessment. So the people in the audience clearly know, oh, damn, he knows exactly what's going on here. Some people even yell from the audience, oh, you've been here before. Like they make a joke out of it. That's how good you got to be when you're delivering service to your client. I know exactly what each one of them is going through, because it's the same bullshit in every single organization. You want to be so good at what you do that you know what that is before they even say it to you. Listen, Lisa, honestly, when they say it to me, I'm just like writing for fun. Like it's the same stuff over and over again. It sounds like a broken record. It almost sounds like a complaint when they're telling you about everything, all the deficiencies and limitations. So once you learn that, build a bridge, customize, help them get to another level, and show them what the new version of where they are right now looks like after they take your signature program. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah. So what she has said at the end is that, and this is for everybody else too, what she wants to do is expose me to the BAM group, the Blacks at Microsoft group, they don't have budget right now. So she said that she thanked me for offering to waive my fee, and what she wants to do is expose me to the BAM group first, since I'm unknown to them, and then what she hopes is that other departments, and because all, in her words, all eyes are on the EVP and what they're presenting, the other departments will have budget in the next year. So what she asked me to do is by this Thursday, is to send her a proposal. She said, because she's going to forward it to a bunch of other people. She said to give her the same thing I gave her before, which is the link to my website, speaker info kit, and the promo video. Mm-hmm. She wanted ideas of what I could present, and what she said, and what I've seen with our people, meaning Black people. These are her words. Right. And she wants it to be very clean. And she also wants me to include in there what my usual fees are, so that they can see what the everyone who sees the proposal can see that the value you're getting. Yeah. And that they're getting. And so she said that, and then we have another follow-up appointment in November, first Friday in November. And that's a regular meeting that she already has with some teams under her purview as the chief of staff for the EVP. Mm-hmm. And so she said, after she sees the proposal, she's going to send it out to some people to get their feedback and tell them, I've already met with this person twice. She's amazing. This is what she's offering. And she said, and she'll also think about who else she wants to invite into the room, meaning to that meeting on November 4th. Right. So based on what she said about, okay, let me go back here. I'm just gonna look at the notes so I can read it for everybody. What she wants me to come in on the development piece, and hold on, she wants, okay, two things. So what she's thinking is that after I do this first presentation, whether we end up doing it in the beginning of December or beginning of January, and then maybe they can have me back, and her department may have budget, or the other ones will have for something for Black History Month and or Women's History Month. But specifically, let me go back here.
And that's coming up real soon too. When is Women's History Month?
March.
Yeah, exactly. Watch this. January kicked the year off. Black History Month, Women's History Month. Boom, boom, boom. See,
Right.
This lady already got plans for you. And I hope you realize this. Like, now is not the time to be timid.
Okay.
And let me just back up a little bit here, because I don't know if the rest of you caught that. They got a budget. They just don't have a budget right now.
Mhm.
You go in here and crush it and knock it out the park, and you could literally write your own ticket, because they're going to be screaming your name from the rooftops. I love doing engagements like this. I love it when their budget just ran out. I love it when the upside is so huge that I get a chance to put that logo on my website, because now I'm coming in guns blazing. I'm pulling out everything in my arsenal to make this the best presentation possible.
Right.
And that's all you need to do.
Okay, so this is what she said they want exactly. She said that what they want with the development piece is they want to show people how they can make an impact inside and outside of Microsoft and beyond, how to make a positive change in Black talent and showing how Black talent can be leaders. They want to support leaders within Microsoft to leverage their work. She's already working on a different event about that. And they want people to feel empowered, to know that they're doing impactful work, how to be more productive, and that their purpose is higher than Microsoft.
Okay. Now. You think people put verbiage in there like that because that's not what's really going on? Did she really did she really rely heavily on day-to-day operations, communication? Like, for the most part, people know how to do their job. Run that last line back that you said. That's where the gold is, right there. What was it?
She said they want people to feel empowered, to know that they do impactful work, how they can be more productive, and that their purpose is higher than just their job at Microsoft.
Stop it right there. This is a big problem. I want you to jot this note down, Lisa. I want you to put in your proposal something about vision and mission statement. I want you to do some research on it, because less than 5 to 10% of people in the company actually know what the vision and mission statement is. That's a problem. Purpose gives you a sense of direction. Their navigational system is all out of whack. So you're coming in, giving them the blueprint so they can follow to understand a higher level of purpose that is bigger. You're not just a robotic employee that works here. You have a higher level. So your job now, Lisa, is to help them understand what their individual assignment is. So you're going to help them personally and professionally. Damn, I'm good. You got it?
Yeah, I'm making notes here.
Are you understanding what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm understanding what you're saying.
You're going to help them personally and professionally. You have got to get to the point where you're teaching them how to understand. She literally laid it all out for you right there. See, this is what trainers, facilitators, coaches, and consultants, this is what they're incapable of doing. And clearly, Lisa, she sees that, listen, your aura is, this is why I love you so much, because you're so easy to work with. Whenever I got to deal with you, I just think peace. I think about that big ass smile you got on your face all the time. It just makes me so damn happy. That's how they're feeling right now.
Okay.
She's feeling, Lisa is going to give us a stronger sense of purpose, because Lisa, she's already read through your stuff. She already knows what's going on with you. She knows exactly the type of value you're going to bring. And that's the reason why they're having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, all these interactions with you. This is yours for the taking. You're going to blow up after this. Not just because of this one thing. Watch how much stuff you learn by servicing this one client.
Okay. So this is what I wanted to get your feedback on. So there's two workshops that I've presented many times that seem to be very helpful for people, and I can tweak the language to suit for them. But let me just read you the description, the general description I have, and then I'll
take your time. I just broke a sales record. I can go all night long. You already know who you're talking to. We ain't rushing. I'm listening.
Okay. So since she had mentioned the part about you know, having people reflect on what they did in the past year and moving forward, I have one workshop that I do. It's called "It's a New Year Now What." Oh, and by the way, I did find out. I talked to my friend who had referred them in the first place, and you know, relayed everything in the conversation. She gave me a bunch of tips, but definitely it's going to be online. And she said I need to keep it to a tight hour because they have other meetings and things like that.
Of course.
That's just a little.
And just a quick tip. So then make your meeting make your keynote or your mini training, make it about 35 minutes. And then if you want to open it up for Q&A, you can. Because,
okay, yeah.
Because let me tell you something. Everybody, all these people that work at these companies, they all been going through a lot through the pandemic. Now you're going to help them zero in on the bigger version of themselves. And you're going to paint a picture. Remember, they're looking for the slight edge advantage. Just teach them one thing they can walk out of there with that's going to help them understand that you're not just a robot. Your purpose is much bigger than just working for Microsoft. We're all part of a global community. And these are the things that's going to allow you to be a more productive member in that community. Damn, I'm good.
Okay.
Are you listening to me?
Yes, I am. I'm taking notes too. So my friend said that what she finds is to definitely make it interactive. And even if I do like one breakout room time, even if it's just for 7 or 8 minutes, because she said that she finds that people, you know, sometimes they'll share when it's, you know, everybody on one big Zoom, but sometimes if you put them in breakout rooms, they're more likely and apt to share. But she said definitely make it interactive. So
so do a Q&A. Do it. Watch this. I will make a half an hour for your presentation, half an hour for Q&A, interactive, open the room up to questions, and then be very mindful that you need to do a dead stop because they got to transition into another meeting. So you should be wrapping up 5 minutes before. You should do your closing, recap, and then, you know, thank everybody for their time. And so they can go ahead and move on to their next meeting. And when you close your computer, boom, you got another one in the books. All you gotta do is all I'm asking you to do is be Lisa Allman Baldwin. That's all I'm asking you to do. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Because if you beat her, you ain't gonna mess the money up.
Okay. So this is the one that I was thinking of, again, tweaking. It's called "It's a New Year Now What?" And this is the description I just have right now.
Okay.
The holidays are over and we've turned a page into a new year. Now what? New resolutions and lofty goals aside, a quote unquote fresh start can often make our clean slate seem like an open road without any directional signs of how to get to our destination. It's a new year now what is designed to offer practical tools to identify what your heart and soul really want to manifest in your life in the new year, transform challenges and setbacks from the past into powerful tools and skills that support your personal and or professional growth.
Speak.
And create smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, timely goals that align with your vision, dreams, and desires.
Okay, and to stop right there. I like the SMART goals. But I wouldn't put the SMART goals in the marketing language when you're sending over the proposal. You can teach them the SMART goal approach because a lot of people that is overused in the corporate workplace, but it is very effective, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, trackable. It's a whole bunch of different SMART goal systems out there. If I were you, I would put something more in there that has to do with your brand of how you're going to move their goals forward. Don't put SMART goals in there, but you can teach it to them when you get online if you like. Is that cool?
Okay.
Or either come up with your own acronym. See, I know what SMART goals is. I used to teach it. Everybody teaches SMART goals in the corporate workplace. They probably have heard of it before. You don't want to go in there giving them shit they already know.
Okay.
Come up with another acronym.
Okay.
See, that's what the meeting planner is going to be thinking. Well, damn, why we just hire her? She just did a whole hour on SMART goals. We already know that shit. No. See, this is why I need to see the verbiage because I know all these little systems is out there. These meeting planners are smart.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So again, if you want to touch on SMART goals, cool. But we can come up with another acronym. Now, I love all the other verbiage that you're using, and I love the direction you're going in with your messaging. I love it. It just feels good. See, that's all I'm asking you to do is you to be you. You got it?
Yeah, so she wants a proposal but she wants it by this Thursday.
Okay.
And she's gonna, take it from there and shop it around. So I will work on tweaking this a little based on what she told me, and she gave me kind of some keywords because my friend that presented with them before, she said, get the words of the language that speaks to their people. But she says what they really love is career building strategies and tying anything into career growth.
There you go. And what does that look like? So that means you need to do a lot of research on advancing. How can you become a more valuable member inside this organization right here? Give them the strategy. Don't get caught up in the politics of it all, but give them strategies about how they can do that. Make themselves more of an asset. See, a lot of people, they want to make more money, but they aren't willing to increase their level of skill. You got to help them increase their level of skill. That's going to make them more valuable. It's going to make them they're going to be able to rise up the ladder faster. They're going to be able to create more opportunities. You got any other questions or comments?
No, I will. I'm on the road this week, so I'm going to do my best to get this to you by tomorrow.
Yep.
So maybe you can take a look at it, because again, she wants it on Thursday. So
What time zone are you on right now? Where are you at? You in Ecuador right now?
yeah, I'm in Ecuador. So right now I'm on Central Time Zone.
You're on Central Time, so that's 1 hour. Excuse me, that's 1 hour behind. Okay, listen, send it over to me. I'll be looking out for it. For some if I don't give you a reply in a couple hours, well, if I don't give you a reply after 7 p.m. tomorrow, shoot me a text, send another support ticket, do something to get my attention, because we need to get this done and get that back over to them. So do the best you can at the proposal. Keep it simple and just have it dripping with value. Make sure you do some more research on those things that I told you about, because we need to integrate that into the proposal.
Okay.
We need to take that smart stuff out, and we need to put something in there more relevant to career growth, how to make your skill set more valuable in the workplace. You got it?
Okay. Yes, I got it. Okay.
All right, send it over to me and I'll help you.
Thank you.
Love you. You're doing an outstanding job. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, I'm talking notes. My girl had that shit laid out in detail. I was reading I read she took about 3-4 pages of notes. That's knowing the client. That's what I was telling you about. Okay. Man, I love helping y'all. I can't wait until the Monday Q&A call. It's like when you let the racehorses, you got them inside the gate, and then the man put pow, and that's how I feel on the Monday Q&A. I just feel like somebody shot me out of a gun. Wayne, talk to me, brother.
Hello, Coach.
Wayne, how you feeling, man?
I'm incredible. I'm doing incredible.
Nice, nice. How's the program going?
The program is going very well, and I have no complaints about the program.
Good, good. What's your question or comment tonight?
Let me just couple things.
Yes, sir.
And one of the things I want to talk to you about is about the showcase.
Okay.
All right.
Take your time. I'm listening.
Friday, January 6th.
Mhm.
When do I need to be there? Because I'm ready to. I got to make my reservations now. I want to do it ahead of, way ahead of January.
No problem.
So,
we just wrapping up post-production. We just sent out the first wave of pictures, but we've been up under it. No excuses. I'm getting ready to send out an email for everybody to showcase it in January. We're doing 2 days this time. So we're gonna do the dinner and the red carpet on the 4th, January the 4th.
Okay.
It's a crazy discount on the hotel this time. I think Bob told me the room rate is like something low, like $139 a night, because of the time of year that we're doing it. It's like we, that time of the year is not really a lot of activity for what they're doing. So, excuse me. So we're going to do the dinner and the red carpet interviews on the 4th. That's
okay.
when everybody comes in. The 5th, showcasing all day, 15, 20 speakers. Next day, same thing. And then we're done. And then everybody's going to probably roll out on the 7th. That's what I'm telling everybody to plan for that, because it's going to be, we got some, man, it's going to be crazy, man.
Okay. So you're talking about the 4th through the 6th.
Yeah. Well, the 6th is technically when it's going to be over. I don't know if you want to leave that night of the 6th after the, excuse me, after we showcase, but I plan on being there on site, obviously, until the next morning. Like I
Okay.
was this time around, because and a lot of people are doing that as well. Some of the students hadn't ever been to DC before, so they took a tour. So they extended it out through the weekend. It's all in what you want to do, or if you haven't been to DC in a while, maybe you want to, check out some sites or whatever.
I got it.
All right.
Yes,
you got
sir.
any other questions about Showcase?
No, other than no, that's as much as I need to know about the showcase. I just wanted to book my room. All right.
No problem. You got any
All
other
right.
questions?
Then secondly, it's amazing that Lisa Alman Ballman was just talking about that Microsoft said they want people to feel empowered and that their purpose is higher than Microsoft. What company? It's very rare that companies want their people to feel like that they got more of a purpose than just being at that company. That's like, that because, a lot of people I deal with, they feel like the company don't care anything about them other than what they do when they get there to the job.
Well, you got that right. You got that right. But Wayne, let me inject this in here. That's a great point that you brought up. And this is why the speaker and the consultant and the coach really has a huge advantage in the corporate and association space right now in specific. Because think about how many companies that don't give a damn about you. It's a lot of them. I've went in and provided service to them.
Right.
Where the frontline employees are complaining to me about the managers or supervisors or micromanaging, and the executiveship has horrible listening. Right around 43% for the executive listening skills. They paying attention too much to the bottom line and being greedy about making money and slave driving everybody instead of really focusing on what they got to do. The managers or supervisors are micromanaging. About 75% of them do that. So they're on top of the grassroots customer service employees. They're the ones that really make the money for the company. They're not really letting them do their job. And then the problem with them on that level is they don't have access to the right kind of resources and they're not really building their skill set. So when they don't feel any value, their self-esteem is low, morale is going to be low, and
productivity is low.
It's going to directly impact productivity. Exactly.
Right.
So now you think about what the pandemic has done to everybody's morale, productivity, efficiency, time management, organizational skills, operations. You got to understand how the company's put together. And when you do, sales, all of it, manufacturing, accounting, HR. So when you do understand, you'll understand that this is a beautiful, and I'm talking glorious time to be a speaker, because your signature programs act as a solution mechanism, and so that you can help them solve their problems and all the dysfunction that they have. And that's the reason why when you see a company like Blackson, Microsoft, or you see a lot of associations. One of my favorite clients is Blackson Aviation. So I did their national conference one time in Detroit. So when you realize that they do have a purpose and they are interested in their organization growing. This is why they have conferences, meetings, organizations. This is why people who belong to these organizations pay fees and dues. Man, people want to get better as a professional.
Right.
This is what they do. And this is why they want to bring you in, Wayne, to help them understand, because watch this, you know how to reduce recidivism rates like the back of your hand.
Right.
You understand how when a guy who is a male or female has been incarcerated, what is going to give them the best chance? Wayne, what's the recidivism rate right now? Is 63 to 68%?
Close to 70%.
Close to 70%. That means they're going to reoffend. And now you telling me all I got to do is listen to Wayne, and I got to institute his program or his system, and I'm going to reduce the recidivism rate? That's solving a problem, bro. That's why you got the grant, and that's why you're going to be a high fee speaker. Mark my words. It's going slow, but it's going.
And just last week, Coach, I was sent to this corporation in our area that this major. You heard of the Goodwill Industries?
Goodwill's one of my past clients.
Goodwill is partnering with this other corporation to start channeling people coming out of prison into some of these corporations for work.
Goodwill
So
is a
they-
massive nonprofit 501c3.
Goodwill
Massive.
is like they're like human resources, really.
Yes, bro. Yeah, they're big. They're big.
And so I went to this meeting, and I'm sitting there. We did a travel of the plant where we went to, and so on. Then we went back to the guy's office, and we're sitting there in the conference room having a conversation. And the first and the first thing that this plant manager started talking about, he said, "Here's my problem." He said, "My problem is," and he wasn't even talking about people coming out of prison. He's just talking about anybody coming off the street. He said, "This world has changed so much. People that come here, they really don't want to work. They're trying to figure out how to come and get a paycheck without doing anything." Okay. And he said, and he was really frustrated. So I'm listening to his frustration. So what I'm saying is everything that you were saying about the HR directors, HR managers, hiring managers, they are frustrated. They're everything that you were saying is so spot on that I sat there in the meeting and just watched it happen. Okay, so that was
Wayne, can't you see therein lies the frustration, but there lies the opportunity for the speaker who has a half day or full day program. As long as you know how to facilitate, teach, transfer knowledge, those are the speakers earning all the money right now, bro. I see it every day. There's no room for motivational speaking anymore. None.
No,
it's over.
You gotta transfer knowledge. It's
dead, bro. It's dead. You gotta teach.
And just yesterday, when I'm practicing my signature programs, I made this note. This is prefacing my signature program. I wrote down, knowing that there is incalculable value in the people who are coming to your organization. Then I went, this discipline and results-based program is designed to empower your company stakeholders to keep investing in their human resources. Because that's, you follow me? So, yeah, but my point is we're dealing with the value of the people that they have. So they have something to build on.
Yes, I absolutely love it, bro.
And it goes to the point of where Microsoft is also seeing. Too many companies don't see that yet.
Yeah,
they don't see that yet. They don't see the value in people.
You know why?
The thing is, what I want to do is I want to communicate to some of these people, some of these managers, these HR managers, that the people who are coming to you, they are looking for someone to understand that part about them, that there's more to them than just the fact that they want to come here. And when they see that person, that's the company they're going to work for. They'll give their lives to that company.
Exactly. And something that you just said, I wanted to make a quick comment on it, that we can I see Richard and Brian Rehorn, and then we're going to be wrapping up the Q&A. I'm doing a last call for questions. If anybody wants to ask me anything live on the Q&A, cool. If not, you can submit a ticket to support@speakerfocus.com. So, Wayne, this is the reason why I've been talking the way I've been talking on our platform for years, is because the amount of dysfunction that's going on right now, wrongful termination suits at an all-time high. You have COVID lawsuits. Do some research on it. Look at how many people are suing because they're vaccinated or not vaccinated. The companies don't even know how to handle it. You got a major LGBTQ plus issue in the workplace right now. These companies are not equipped to handle this. This is why diversity and inclusion is so important. But you've been leaving people out. You've been shitting on people for years. And now it's all coming back to bite them in their ass. And now these companies have to spend money on training. They have to hire experts. It's mandatory. Do you understand? So the companies like the people at the forefront, like Amazon, we helped one of our coaching students put together a 30 tour days for Amazon. Right when the pandemic was first started, in the online presentations were becoming a thing online. So they got ahead of it because they knew they were getting involved in mental health initiatives. So Amazon knew that they had to get ahead of it, because now Okay, do you want to look like the company who is helping people support their mental health and helping their growth? You want to look like the company is helping the HR department, giving people resources so they can grow, deal with, mental health crisis, deal with all the abuse, alcoholism, drug. You have to offer your team resources. Do you want to be that company, or do you want to look like the company that don't care? Because I'm telling you right now, in this market, you could try to play that if you want to for the company that doesn't care. You're going to have the 6 o'clock news banging on your doorstep, picketing your company, rolling up in your VP's office or your president's office, turning everything upside down because you're making profits, but you don't care. See, we're not in that era anymore.
No.
And the companies who realize that they need to offer training to their people. They need to bring in a Lisa Almond Baldwin so we can have a sense of purpose. Man, people just need to have a better sense of how they feel about themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So your signature programs need to be making people feel better. That's
Right.
why I'm on your asses all the time
said it
about
because
submitting the homework.
You said it so much. You said your medicine is in your message.
That's right. Medicine in your message.
They need the medicine.
What they need it, they gotta have it.
Right.
Watch this, Wayne. And then I'll move to Richard and Brian, unless you got another question or comment.
I got one more question after this.
Watch this real quick. If they need it and you got it and they want it, then they're gonna get it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What's your last question?
One more question. Okay.
Yep.
Now, do you want videos of our signature programs before we way before January, correct? So what do I do? Just make the videos and send them to support at Speaker Focus?
Yeah, you can support at speakerfocus.com. You can send me some test videos of your signature programs. I just want to know which one of them you're going to present, and I don't want you to overthink it. But I do want you prepared when you come to showcase.
Okay.
Ain't nobody getting on my stage half-assing anything. We are going to do a Zoom session. I'm going to go over with you. I'm going to give you a suggestion of how I want you to present it. We're going to go over all of this stuff. If you missed the Zoom session when I plan for in the future, you're going to look at the follow-up on the Q&A. I mean, you're going to look at the follow-up, and you can look at the video of how I want you to present, because I want everybody's going to look polished, poised, and professional. Professional attire required. Everybody in the audience is going to be in professional attire, and you are going to present a presentation that is polished, poised, and professional. I'm going to make sure of it, just like I did with everybody else. You will be prepared when you come to showcase.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll forget about you, Wayne. Wayne, forget about you. Are you bringing Carol with you? That's all I need to know. Don't nobody want to really deal with you, Wayne. I want to see Carol.
I need somebody to watch me, so she has to come.
There it is. That's all. Well, you said everything I need to know. Well, we welcome you with open arms now, Wayne.
All right. All right, Coach. Thank you so much, man.
All right, dude. Love you, man. Talk to you real soon.
Love you too. Love you too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Wayne gonna be showcasing in January. Yeah. Richard White, talk to me, brother. It's been a while. And then Brian Rehorn, we're gonna wrap with Brian's question, and then we're gonna end the Q&A. Richard, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good evening. Can I hear you? Can you hear me?
How's everything in New York? I'm doing great. Yeah, I hear you.
Hey, what's going on, sir? Everything is going pretty decent. Just wanted to reach out. We haven't spoken in such a long time. And when I got in, I said, okay, oh man, classes today, and just wanted to get a chance to go and check you out and get the experience live. And just wanted to be able to go and hear from you and be able to go and reach out and share, just that I'm looking to kind of revamp and to restart everything that we had done recently. I know that I had sent some signature programs that you approved of. So I guess my question and comment is essentially, what is it that I would need to do next? I realize we've gone through this at one point before, but it's almost as if I'm really starting over in a number of ways. Yep. And so what I'm starting to choose to realize, and I say that very particularly, what I'm starting to choose to realize is that every facet of what it is that I'm looking to go has everything to do, I would say, with being able to construct and to follow through on these opportunities with the programs.
Mhm.
That is going to go and make a bigger difference to be able to go and get it, to follow through. So I thank you for your kindness and your patience with me,
No,
and
it's all good.
Austin and everyone else. So I really missed the opportunity of us being able to connect and to contact, and that really means a lot to me. So I just wanted to get a chance to speak to you live and
Mhm.
hear from you, and just see what my next steps are and go from there. Thank you.
No problem. Well, Richard, this is why the platform was built the way it was.
Yes,
And
sir.
it's important that, you can pick up right where you left off, because
Mhm.
a lot of people fall off, man. We have many of our students that they go through medical situations. They got
Yeah.
death in the family. They, kids get sick, or they're wrapping up a college course or a certification course, or
Mhm.
they're trying to get off their job. The job is giving them some shit. They're just trying to do the best they can in life. But this
Right.
is the reason why this platform was built the way it was, because you can pick up right where you left off. What I recommend, if your signature programs are already done, I know your bio has already been upgraded. So
Yes,
now
sir.
you should get into, I'm not sure if your website was disabled or you don't have it back up, but we need to get your website back up and running. And
Yeah, I need to establish a website.
yeah, well, remember, we have a template on our platform we give you for free. It's a
Okay.
nice, clean template. So you can use the Webflow template if you like, and you can get a speaker video demo done. That's the purpose of us doing the showcase in DC, where people don't have headshots behind a white background. They don't have live performance shots with a business suit on in front of a live audience. We are creating an atmosphere where that can happen, because so
Got
many
it.
speakers don't have quality footage. And we just came off of doing a showcase at the beginning of October. It was amazing. We cried, we laughed, we did
Right.
everything together, and it was amazing. So
Well,
we're doing another one coming up in January. So get back into getting your sales tools wrapped up, Richard, so you can cycle through to get to module 5. Remember, you don't have to worry about module 3 and 4 because you've already been through that before, but we got to get your
right.
sales tools on point so you can have a date with Auston Troyer and start learning in module 5 what you have to do to start doing outreach. And you have a very unique brand. And I've been waiting to get this to the marketplace for the longest time.
Yes,
And
sir.
so Richard, just stop being so selfish, man, and get out of your own way and share with us so we can share with the world. How's that sound?
It sounds amazing, sir. I think just to be sure on what you said, someone tried to call in, so I had to decline the call. You said at this point, from where I'm at, just go straight to module 5. Is that what you just said?
I didn't say that. I said,
Right.
finish up your sales tools. Your messaging is done with your signature programs. Your bio is done. You
Right.
should be focusing on your website. Go into module 2. You see a checklist for the website. You see a
Okay.
checklist for the speaker info kit, and you'll see a checklist for your speaker video demo. You've
All
got
right.
to get your sales tools complete.
Right.
Then you should be posting videos on your social media from your signature programs, delivering value to the meeting planner. Then you can get to module 5 and start doing organic outreach to the meeting planner. And then in module 6 in the toolkit, speaker toolkit, download all your documents that you need in order to build out the infrastructure to your speaker business and send those back over. If you just focus on that for the rest of the year, you'll be to module 5.
Got it.
You got it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
All right, brother, listen, I don't care how slow you go. I don't care how fast you go. This is not a competition. This is not a competition between any other students. You're only in competition with yourself.
Right.
The Webflow template is in module 5.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Well, yes, sir. Congratulations on the showcase, and just for your consistency. And what you said about a number of things about the whole medical thing, I'm definitely dealing with the medical thing now.
Yep.
Did suffer a loss in the family. I know you know what that's like.
Yep.
And so my condolences again to you. And just to go and say, I'm grateful to you always going and making sure that you're consistent, that you're intentional all the time. And that's an admirable thing.
Yep.
And that's the reason why I always push to always want to go and reach and stay in connection with you, because I know that what you're giving us is exactly what you got, and you're not searching for it.
Mhm.
You got it.
Yep. I got you. Well, Richard, we appreciate you because you're from the old one-on-one coaching program. And,
Yes, sir.
you know, this thing is, you know, we all go through those type of struggles.
Right.
And, you know, we had a brotherhood from the beginning. It's still
Yes,
there.
sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
I
Thank
I love you and I respect you. And
Yes, sir. Love and
I want
respect
to
you as well.
yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure that you get to another level, and
Yes, sir.
we are committed and dedicated to helping you get there and make sure we see it all the way out. I don't care how long it takes, and I don't care what's going on in your personal life. I'm not going to judge you either way. You know, you're gonna be my boy either way. You look at it.
Appreciate it.
But we
Yes, sir.
now we got to get you some money.
Right.
Okay. So
Right.
you're still, watch this. You're one of the most resilient people and the most kind-hearted, one of the most kind-hearted men I've ever met in my entire life. The world needs more of that, Richard.
Yes, sir.
It needs more of that right now. They need you, bro.
Wow.
They need you out in the marketplace right now. We're in the legacy building stage of our career. When you get in your 50s, that's what it's all about.
Right.
It's about us planting the seed for the rest of the time that we have. We're early in the third quarter. We got to make sure that we're going hard so we can leave a strong legacy.
Yes.
Richard, I'm going to live forever, bro. I'm going to live forever. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Because they're going to be playing my videos long after I'm gone. They're going to be reading my content. Auston is going to be running this business. He's going to be talking about, man, I remember when me and KTR first got started. I'm 54. He's 27. He's going to be around a lot longer than I am. What I'm going to do is break my ass and my back to make sure that it's enough content here that speakers have a better shot at running the business than I had when I was coming up. That's a guarantee. Think about your legacy, Richard, and get to work.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, boss. Talk to you real soon.
All right. Later.
Yes, sir. Okay, we got one more question. We're gonna take a question from Brian Rehorn. Brian, where's Brian's hand? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Let me lower disable talking for Richard. And Brian Rehorn is saving the best for last. B Rehorn, what's going on, baby?
Oh man, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Damn right it is.
January 5th is the dinner and the red carpet.
Let me back up. January 4th is going to be the dinner and the red carpet. We're going to get that out the way first, so that we ran into a challenge the last time of we ran out a little bit of time. We had to move out into the lobby, which actually worked out to be pretty cool. But this time when everybody comes in for dinner, we're going to have the dinner. Then we're going to do the red carpet. We're going to get the red carpet interviews out the way that night while we're all mixing and mingling and networking. We're going to get all that done. And we're going to wake up the 5th, showcase. The 6th, showcase. Everybody go home on the 7th.
Okay, because I was scheduled to come in on the 4th at 1 o'clock, and they switched it to like 6 o'clock.
Well, why they switch it?
JetBlue does what they do.
Okay. All right. Well, dinner's probably going to be around 6 p.m. on the 4th.
Okay. Nah, no good. All right, I'll just have to switch it to the 3rd. That's all.
Yeah, okay. All right, no problem. Well, whatever we got to do to get you here, we want you on stage with us. Man, is it going to be powerful. And I can't wait to see you in person.
And one other thing.
Yes, sir.
That health issue I got.
Yes.
I got a letter from a lawyer today. I'll be going to see their doctors on January 9th.
Good.
So it looks like I'm praying that it's over by March.
Good. We got new attorneys. That's what's up. I'm glad you're handling that. You sound like you're in a good headspace, and just don't let it get you down, brother. You got to keep your energy up. Just like I told, I was telling Richard, we all are struggling with something. We all have been dealing with something. I lost my father-in-law and my mother this year. I just lost my mother July 29th. So I know my mother wants me to continue, and she's looking down upon me right now. I am fractured on the inside, but I still got to keep moving forward, bro. I got people relying on me. I got responsibilities. I have not been operated at 100%. I haven't let anybody know because no one cares at the end of the day, Brian. Nobody cares what you're going through. You still got to deliver service. You still got to wake up every day and work hard. You just simply got to do the best you can. And that's what I do, man. I just serve people at the highest level possible so I don't have to feel like a piece of shit when I go to bed.
I hear that. I hear that. It's almost like preaching to
Thank you,
the choir.
Vernice. I know. And I didn't mean to say that like, you know, like no one cares, but people outside of this platform and people outside your circle of influence or your family, they don't care. They need to get something from you. That's business. Business is business. No one has to, bro, let me tell you something. It took everything I had not to bust out in tears throughout the entire showcase. My mother just died of a heart attack, July the 29th. Bro, my birthday was the 7th. My mother's birthday was 11th. At my mother's birthday party, we were dancing. She died at 77 years old. I didn't know she was going to die of a heart attack, but shit happens. I got to still figure out a way to keep my shit together and still move forward. Transparency, Brian. My father-in-law died at the beginning of this year. What a way to start out. The first 30 days of January was just, man, it was rough. I wasn't even home. I had to stay in North Carolina the entire time. So you know what I learned? Is I was driving past, I was driving into DC a couple days ago. I was going to my favorite restaurant, the Kebab Palace, right there off of East Street in Crystal City, Virginia. And things were going well for me that day. And I was feeling a little bit sunken. Like, you know, that depression, anxiety thing, you know, this is just what happens. Because I stay so busy, I still haven't really dealt with my mom dying on July 29th. It's coming for me. It's going to try to come and get me. I know it. It happened when my dad passed away in 2012, but it hit different when both of your parents are gone. And if anybody knows what that feels like, it hurts. But I was looking at this guy, he was homeless and he had this sign up. So I try to keep a little bit of money on me. So all I had on me was $20 cash. I gave him the $20. Maybe that made his day. See, if you keep thinking about you all the time, you can't go out and serve other people. And my mother was one of the best servants ever walked the face of this earth. What you see me, how you see me deliver service, that's my mom. And I'm damn sure I ain't gonna start letting her down right now. My mother was a primary investor in anything I ever did. She invested in it, Brian. That's the reason why I get up every day and I don't give up. There is light at the tunnel and you are gonna be okay. You believe that, right?
I am okay.
You know I love you? From the heart.
Everything that's been shared on the platform, I say the last 2 weeks, since I got back on the horse, is exactly my life experience. And it's just reinforcing to know that I'm not alone and then I'm going to be okay.
Yeah, I know you're going to be. Just keep it together as much as you can. See, Brian, you know what I learned? A lot of times people send you email, they ask for shit. We don't know what people are going through a lot of times unless somebody says it. Like I'm sharing with you right now. I haven't said anything about my mom dying because I didn't want to put the focus on that. I still have to get up and serve other people.
Right.
Is it difficult? Yeah, it's difficult going through it. But I'm going to get through it and I'm going to be all right. I got a good support team around me. I'm in therapy, not just to deal with that, but deal with a bunch of stuff I'm going through right now, just so I don't have to feel resentment. And I'm learning how to deal with some things right now. And it's when you rise in that ladder and you're making money, man, it does something to you. And I don't want to turn into the fucking asshole. It's not worth it to me. I want to be able to stay happy and peaceful. And I want to be a pleasure to be around. I want to think about my fellow human being. Because I know too many people they're the assholes right now. And they ain't got as much money as me. And they ain't gonna have as much money as me next year and 2 years from now. But see, I am prepping myself for a whole nother level. That's why my ass is in therapy right now. And it helps because now I got a coping mechanism, because not having my mom is just, it doesn't even feel right, bro. And it's just happened, like I said, July 29th. But what gives me some resolve on the inside is my mother will want me to keep pressing forward, man. The last words I told my father was, I loved him. The last words I told my mother is, I love you. I refuse to hang the phone up for my loved ones when I don't tell them that I love them. I tell all of you I love them because I actually give a damn about whether or not you learn this business or not, because it means that much to me. But what you ain't going to say about me is that I didn't serve people at a high level, because that's exactly how my mom raised me. She just wanted me to serve people. That's it. That's it.
I had a sister who was 16 months older than me, died 39 years ago. And she didn't take her medicine. She jumped out a window. And what was it there? I always look, how I deal with that is, even to this day, how would she want me to live?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
That simple. And I remember the good times. I remember that the good times we had for the short period of time we were together.
Yeah.
And it's all good. It's all good.
That's what you got to do. At the end of the day, we may be broken. We may be fractured. Thank you for all the kind comments that everybody's putting in the box right now. I see you. I love you back. I love you too. We're a family. We're a community, and we're going to get through all of it together. I'm here for you to listen, even on Monday Q&A. Some of you send in support tickets. Some of you send me text messages. Sometimes I'll call in and check on some of you when I know you're going through something special like I'm going through. And prayers and shout out to Rafa. I don't like putting people's business out there, but Rafa put a public post up about his dad just had 2 strokes. I mean, it was probably the 16th or the 17th of October. So send some prayers and shout outs, DM. When our family's hurting, we hurt. And Rafa's he's a great person. He's a great family man. And his dad is over there fighting for his life right now. So, this is life, man. We all got to live life, and it's a cycle of life. And we are not going to be here forever. So while you're here, in closing, Brian, if you don't have any other questions, we're going to end the Q&A on that. Just know that whatever you're going through, somebody cares and somebody needs to listen. And we all have to take that into consideration, because in life, you never know what a person's really going through. Why is it that they're moving slow? Why is it that they feel like they're a little off? Why is it that they're struggling? You never know where a person is in their headspace. So be gracious and considerate to other people, and make sure that you look to serve first before you ask to get something. And this world will be a whole lot better place if we did that. With that being said, Brian, thank you so much. It was a good way to end the Q&A. Absolutely, brother. You got some more information coming from the emails that are going to be coming up for those that are showcasing in January. By the way, if you want to showcase in January, I suggest you not wait till the last minute. I need to send you an invoice. I need to send you over an agreement. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better than the last time. We ain't even going to talk about my wardrobe selection. This time it's going to be off the chain. I got some outfits picked out, and I'm going to be hosting at a high level, and we're going to do it at a higher level, and we're going to keep moving forward, because that's the way my mom would want it, and my dad. So this Zoom session and this Q&A call is dedicated to Earl M. Robertson and Joyce D. Robertson. My parents are no longer here, but I tell you what, their spirit lives through me, and I'm going to keep on staying focused on my goals and dreams and keep delivering service at the highest level possible. You can count on that, and you can count on me not losing my faith, because you only measure a person not when things are going right, but when people start breaking down. That's when you measure the true test of their character. And my mom taught me to be a resilient person. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let it fall apart right now. On behalf of the entire staff at SpeakerFocus.com, I am Kevin T. Robertson, CEO of Speaker Focus, and I simply love you like you wouldn't begin to believe, and I want nothing but the best for you. Keep focusing on your goals, everyone, and I'll see you same time, same place next week. Let's do it again.